Hey guys, welcome back to another installment of Trini Point of View. So I just checked out Pirates of the Caribbean 5 and I must say, what an improvement from 2, 3 and 4. I was totally entertained with this movie. Now for the first 20 minutes of the movie, I kind of was asking myself if I'm really going to sit through another 2 hours of, all of these jokes and like no real piracy, no real stakes of anything. And as the time went on, like a half hour, 45 minutes into it, I was actually surprised. I was actually enjoying what was happening. It made me feel like we were back to Pirates of the Caribbean 1. And what I really enjoyed is that we actually got to see like a real pirate, as in Captain Salazar, Barbossa, and Jack Sparrow. You actually saw him do some piratey stuff, which in 2, 3, and 4 he was more like the comic relief, and it kind of got sickening to a point. But you actually saw like hints of him actually being a true pirate and somebody that people would have spoken about in part 1, where like it's Jack Sparrow. Everybody fears Jack Sparrow, like the biggest pirate there's ever been. So I actually enjoy that they took it back to actually being something about pirates, and pirates actually having a stigma of being feared. Johnny Depp as Jack Sparrow was actually pretty good. As I said, he went back to his grassroots Jack Sparrow from part 1, and it wasn't as comedic. He actually had that piratey feel to him, where he actually kind of threatened to kill people, and it felt good. It felt like we're back into the original stuff, and that's what actually got people so invested into this franchise in the first place. Javier Bardem as Captain Salazar, wow, what a classy actor. I think that's my biggest takeaway is like the type of gravitas he actually brought to the role of Salazar, and he actually gave it this grounded like professionalism that it went unmatched in this entire film. Captain Barbossa, on the other hand, he was totally different. His role was totally different from anything you've seen in the past in this franchise, and I felt so attached to this character, and he grew to the same speed he grew to be one of my favorites in the franchise so quickly. They took him away from me because he actually dies in the movie. He sacrifices himself for another character. I'll get to that soon. And it was such a beautiful death that I felt kind of choked up. I felt like, wow, we lost such a powerful character. Henry Turner, who is Will Turner's son, like the movie started off with a little bit of his backstory, and I didn't buy too much into it. He had like this young face to him, and I just didn't buy fully. Like like he wasn't as motivated as I wanted him to be. I felt like his pacing was all off, and he didn't seem to like really want it badly. He just kind of like, what, I live today, I'll try. If I don't succeed, well, I guess I'll try tomorrow, and if I fail again, I'll try the next day. And I just felt like he could have tried harder. I mean, because his whole aim was to get the trident of Poseidon, and I felt like he was just like, what, eventually I'll get it. Whenever I get it, I'll free will, and it just felt a little lackluster. Like the pacing was just too slow for me when it comes to his character. Now, one of the biggest surprises, Karina Smith, who's one of the new characters also. Her character is actually Barbossa's daughter, and that was revealed in the beginning of the 3rd act. And from the time they did that, I was actually so drawn into the chemistry of both of them, because you actually saw it when Barbossa looked at her and figured it out, and he walked away, and immediately he went from Captain Barbossa to Daddy Barbossa, and it felt so I don't know, magnetic, because I was actually so drawn into his character because of what he learned. You saw it in his eyes. He went from pirate to dad so quickly, and when he died sacrificing himself for Karina, that was such a powerful moment. I got goosebumps, and I felt like we lost such a huge character in the franchise. But as I was saying, so Karina Smith's character, she's like as a little whiz, and I guess back in those days, if you're too bright and you're a woman, you're a witch. So they were actually just hunting her throughout the movie, and her whole aim was to help out Henry Turner, and she also wanted the trident, and like her acting was really good, but I didn't fully buy what was her motivation. Positives to the movie is I really enjoyed the fact that we got back to having some real pirates, as in Salazar actually killing people, like killing other pirates and people fearing him. Barbossa doing the same, like he wasn't scared to kill someone. And Jack Sparrow, he was still the comedic relief of the movie, but at some point you actually saw like the cutthroat pirate in him, which is really what got the whole franchise started and got everybody invested in this world. So the CGI and the cinematography, it was good. I'm not going to bash it, but it could have been improved, and that's just one of these slight little negatives. The other thing is the pacing of the movie. It tends to slow down at some point. In the early parts, it was just kind of feeling like it was dragging along, and in the third act, it picked up. But the pacing was a little bit slow for me. I'm really happy that they got back to the original stuff, which is Pirates of the Caribbean 1, and that actual original feeling. And part of that was actually done by Orlando Bloom and Keira Knightley at the end reuniting, and the score. In the third act, we really got the score from the original, and the score plus Jack Sparrow plus Will Turner, Elizabeth Swann, Barbossa, it took me back, and it made me felt really positive moving forward in this franchise. My overall score for this is going to be a 7 out of 10 because this is a very entertaining movie. It isn't the best. It's not a comedy. It's not an action. It's overall entertaining. And anybody who goes in the cinema and they leave actually being fully entertained, well, I mean, that's a good time at the movies, right? Alright guys, thanks for checking on another installment of Trini Point of View. Remember to hit me a thumbs up, comment down below on your thoughts on Pirates of the Caribbean 5. Hit that subscribe and notification bell for notification anytime I post new videos, and as usual, see you again.